Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of repairing a Mitsubishi WD720. Part 1 we took this all apart and cleaned it up, replaced the glass because the glass in the lens was pretty bad. You can see that right there. So where we left off was getting the Optic block reinstalled, so that's going to be first thing I'll do. And one of the screws is no longer usable because it has nothing to screw into, so we're only going to reinstall 2 of these. There we go, there's one, and then the second one will go here down in that area. Now fortunately there's also a third screw that goes in here. Going to go in right there, but I need an extension so that I don't bump into the sheet. So let's see, let me get my extension. Now the color wheel wire is in place. I'll be ready to plug back into the main board. That's good. Alright, next I think it's going to be this one. Let's look at this and make sure that's not part of it. It doesn't look like it. No, that's its own screw. Good. That will go on to that metal bit. Let's see. Alright, so now we can put the ballast back in. The lamp connector first, and then the DC power. Now, one thing to look for is down here, the AC connector. These little tabs need to go into that. Just like that. Just make sure none of our wires are getting pinched. the screw. There we go. That's good. That's good. So next, we're going to put these two back in. Put this thermistor, back where it needs to be. Alright, so that means we can put the main board back in. Just going to pull all the wires in front, except for these. These are supposed to be on the side. And we're going to line up the connector to the DLP board. That's critical that that's lined right. The way you can tell is by these 3 holes. You can see there's that metal frame underneath, and that has to, you may have to wiggle it a little bit just till it drops in, but you'll feel it. Then we can put the screws in, as I'm about to do. Now 2 of them at least. The outer 2 go in first. And then when the metal, when that shield goes on, that'll be the center one. Alright. Looking good. Now, fans. Now we'll do these first. Let's plug all our little wires in, and then we'll do the fans. There we go. And let's see. That's fan 4. That's that one. Because fan 1 and 2 are on this side. So here's fan 1. Wait, do I have that right? Fan 1 and fan 2. All right. Let's get that out of the way. Alright, that's good. And then just tuck that down and plug in the door switch. Let's see if I can move this foam. So I'd rather have it on the bottom. Yeah. There we go. Because that just holds it in the projector better. And we'll do the same thing on the top. Doesn't look beautiful, but that'll be fine. The bottom's really where it matters. All right. See, that doesn't... Oh, that's just me. All right, that's fine. Then we have power. Ballast. Lamp fan. Thermistors. And color wheel. Let's get the motor portion. And in this case, it's copper up. Or connection up. Come on. There we go. Good, good, good. And all right. So what I want to do now is I want to partially assemble the back so we can test it. Get these tabs pushed down. Go underneath, and let's put, just going to put one screw in here. All right. So this should be enough to at least fire it up. So let me pause this and I'll be right back when we're ready to fire it up. Alright, so I just have something wedged in there that I can yank out if I have to, if I need to shut it down quick. I have the keyboard just sitting on the back plate just to insulate it from the main board. And it is in standby. So if I hit power, this fan should spin up, that fan should spin up, all the fans should spin up, the light should come on, and we should have an image. So let's see what I forgot. Alright, the other fan started. Color wheel started. Lamp did light. See it down there. As long as we don't get any temperature or fan warnings on the screen, we're going to be in good shape. There's the picture. It's just pointed at the wall. No missing pixels, which is nice. Let's see. We'll go into the menu as soon as we can. Alright, there's the menu. Let's see. Let's go to the information. Enter. Lamp time is 0 hours. That's reset, of course. And that's all we have. Alright. Let's see. Is my test computer on? No. But I'll fire up my test computer. VGA wire here, this guy, and let's see, computer component is this one. I'm just curious to see how this fan does. It's definitely throwing heat out of it. That's really good. What I should do is probably measure the temperature, but I don't know, I think we might be alright. Let's see, input, video, this one, yep. Please wait a moment. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's LAN or something. Video, this video. Component, maybe? I don't know how to get on. No, I don't want that. PC-less press. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's the computer. Just some test laptop I have. So this is a good sign. What I need to do now is shut this down, and then finish putting it back together, and then we'll cook it for a bit and make sure all the fans are happy, but this is a good sign. So, let's see, power off. And that fan's running nicely. So, let me start getting it back together. Remember in part 1 I noticed that a few of these look different. These, I believe, the two different ones I believe go with the 9-pin serial port here, not with the other VGAs. I mean, it doesn't matter, they're all the same threads, but just to make it look right. Loosen that a little. Now I don't run this faster with a high clutch. I'm at 1 because these will snap really easy. There we go. Alright, so now I can put the top back together. Now this has a little groove on either side that has to line up with its appropriate spot. So make sure you're not cutting anything with that. Also, you probably want to attach it to the rear first with these little tabs, because this is what holds the rear in place. Make sure all your screw holes line up. If you take your time with putting the main board in, this will go easy. But if your main board's not lined up, this will be a hassle. And you may end up missing part of your picture because the connector to the DLP board won't be sufficient. Alright, so that all looks good. Now we have to put the top back together. Oops. All right. That should be it for the internal screws. Now we put the top on. And the top goes on kind of like how it came off. We need to reattach the keyboard wire. So let's take the lamp cover off. This is difficult to do with a camera in front of me. Need to come up with a better camera arrangement. Well, you all be able to see, but I also kind of want to see. There we go. You probably can't even really see what I was doing, so it was probably a total waste of time. Alright, so then just the top goes on straight and just pull out on this as you feel it drop down. Most important thing, never force it. If it's not dropping down, there's something in the way. Figure that out. Resolve it before forcing it. See, in my case, there's this plastic it's catching. Almost. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say, I kind of thought these two went on the outside because they're very long. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, let's put in the super long screws. Oop. Ooh. Alright, so that hole's not quite lined up. Let's there. Oh no, still not catching the threads. Loosen that. Loosen this. Just get it loose and then it should move. Try this side first. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then that other side's going to need a little aligning. Let's get a Torx. Okay, that's weird. See why that's not lining up. Now I'm sure I could just push it into position and go for it, but let's see what's going on. I see. This is a little bent. There we go. I think that'll get it in position. Let's see. It's closer. Oops, sorry. Let's see if I can get it to catch. All right. I think I got it. Nope. That was a pain. I did get it. I had to make sure I had the metal bent the right direction because I guess the metal plate had bent slightly and the threads were just kind of cockeyed. So once I got them straight, it worked. But I had to do it with the projector flipped upright so I could look down at it. So I did that off camera. Now, most likely your projector will be in better shape, hopefully, than this one, so you won't have to deal with warped metal and whatnot. And now the long screws. And then we can put the lamp in. Now, if you recall from part 1, this lamp area was kind of beat up. These things are supposed to be pins here, and it looks like somebody put epoxy or something in there. That's no good. Let's see if I can chip any of that out. Let's put a let's get an extension on it. Just kind of gently tap on this and see if that will knock the epoxy out of the way. Not really. I'm just trying to get that crud out. Oops. A little piece fell in there. All right. So the lamp has all of that glue on it, which is not good. I think somebody dumped some glue in there when they put the lamp in. Whoever did that, don't do that again. I'm gonna go clean that. Oh, pardon me. I'm gonna go clean that off with a Dremel. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just ground all of that crust off with the Dremel, and we are going to just insert it. And I'm gonna see how the screws feel, but I'm not really that worried about it. In fact, I'm so not worried, I'm just gonna use a flathead to just kind of push them down into those holes, because there's really no threads left. But you can see it's lined up. The only way to really fix this would be to drill it out and put longer screws in with, you know, the right threads. But fortunately, once it's in there, there's this thing pushing down on it, so that lamp can't come out. Again, we set it on about 1/4 inch back so that the door switch tab drops in. That goes back. And then let's find the screw. Put that off to the side. And just snug, not tight. And here's another thing. Small tab, large tab. This will only go on one direction properly with the little notch at the bottom. So now the lamp's in. Projector is about ready to test. There's just one thing I want to do before I test it, and I'm hoping somebody out there noticed this. The plastic is still on. Let's see if this makes it any prettier. Yeah, a little bit. It's like whatever leaked on it though got in here too. Let me get a paper towel. I'm gonna wipe this down. There we go. Nah, it's not really gonna help. Do want to wipe this off though. I'm hoping that if they get it back cleaner, they will be more likely to keep it clean. Alright. So that's as clean as it's going to get. Let's spin it around. Actually, let me set up the, you can get it all set up on the screen for you. Alright, so now I have it all set up and it is ready to go. Let's turn the power on. Good sign. Everything came on. Now I have the overhead lights on, so it's not going to be as bright as it could be, but that's fine. Oh, there we go. WD720. Let's get a test signal. full screen. Come on. Oops. Overhyped festival video. Oh, I get it. Ah ha ha. Alright, let's go full screen. Looking good so far. Let's try that again. Wonder what I did. And there we go. Let's zoom in a little. I don't want to zoom in too much though, because I know the color wheel will start to flicker on the monitor, on the camera. So go to about there. Let's just focus it a little more. There we go. All right, and this is inverted because this projector is ceiling mounted most of the time. It's looking good. So what I'm going to do now is just let it run. I'll zoom back out here and put a couple hours on it. The manual says with this sort of work, or the service manual says with this sort of work, I should run it for about 6 hours. So that's what I'll do. Run it for the rest of the day, and then it should be all right. And then I'll get it shipped back to the customer. They, of course, sent their power cable, even though I asked them not to. And the only thing I have left after I run it is I'll have to put the mount feet back on, or the mount adapters. When they sent it, they shipped it with these loose in the box, and they lost one of the screws. Now, I'm pretty sure that's just a 4mm metric screw. So I think I have one of those around. So once I know the projector's okay, I'll put these back on. In the meantime, I'm just going to stick them there so I don't lose them. So that's it. That is how I was able to resurrect this Mitsubishi WD720. As always, if you have any questions, put them down there. And do the subscribe thing if you want. If you don't want to do the subscribe thing, that's fine too. Each their own. As always, I thank